All right, it's official. I actually hate this guy LeBron. So let me preface this by saying that I don't actually hate LeBron in terms of his achievements and his accolades and all that other stuff. I will argue that he is arguably, when it comes to the greatest of all time, him and MJ are top two. And truthfully, anybody who says otherwise, like, y'all gotta stop it. The reason why I started disliking LeBron is over the past year, he's kind of shown just certain characteristics that I hadn't really seen before. And I'll tell you guys why I started it. But yeah, like ever since last year, he's kind of just shown certain things that just kind of turned me off on him. And fast forward to today and seeing what's going on with the Stephen A situation, it's just kind of making me think less and less of him. So let's start with why I initially started, not liking LeBron. So if you guys don't remember, last year, basically after or during the Kendrick and Drake beef, LeBron ended up going to the pop-out show with where Kendrick was performing. And to me, with the relationship that I knew that LeBron and Drake had, it was just kind of weird to me. I live in Toronto and I've seen LeBron like during the summertime in certain places. And I know that he used to frequent here when it came to like the off season. Like he would come here and enjoy himself. Like you'll see videos here of him in Yorkville. That's a neighborhood in Toronto, like an affluent neighborhood in Toronto. There's a lot of restaurants and shops there. And this is him at like a day party somewhere in the city. I feel like I know where this place is, truth be told. I forget the name of it. It's not coming to me, but yeah. So he's been in Toronto, enjoying himself. Drake showing hospitality to him, and they've had a relationship since 2009. And you'll hear Drake talk about it here.
That same guy showed up to a release party for a mixtape that was called So Far Gone. I don't know if you ever.
And it's like you see stuff like this, and anyone who tells me till this day, oh, you don't know if he had a similar relationship with Kendrick, it's like, well, yeah, I don't know that, but I mean, I'm going based off what I can see with my eyes. Like, you don't know if LeBron likes, I don't know, Snickers candy bars or, M&Ms, but if you see him eating Skittles every day for 10 years, you could assume that he likes Skittles. And from the relationship that we've seen that he's had with Drake, him being at that show and kind of like taking sides, it was just kind of weird. And it even goes to certain points to where it was like you see certain NBA players that you didn't know was as close with Drake as LeBron is. Like, for example, this video here when Steph during the Summer Olympics was videoed saying it's not the only song in America, and LeBron here saying I love it. And it's just like, all right, this is somebody that was your close friend. This is somebody that's donated $1 million to your school in Ohio.
Trying to figure out what I could do for, obviously this moment. So I'm going to, myself and Eddie from Steak, we're going to dedicate $1 million to the I Promise School, and I'm going to come drop it off myself before the school. Wow.
And it's like, all right, I've never seen Kendrick donate, and he could have. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying he hasn't, but I've never seen him do it. So for me, if I can see something with my own eyes, I'm going to believe that over something someone is just saying. And from the relationship that you would have seen or you would have thought that Drake had with LeBron, like, you would have never thought LeBron would have kind of been the one to like take sides and show favoritism to Kendrick. And I'll be the person that says if LeBron was friends with Kendrick as much as he was with Drake, even without any public proof, stay neutral. You don't have to go to that show with a song dissing your friend, because I don't remember at any point during the beef LeBron posting a song or one of Drake's diss tracks. So if you're gonna do that, or if you're friends with both, just kind of stay neutral and stay in the middle. And I still, to this day, like, I have a theory that LeBron kind of went to that show because of his wife, because his wife is pretty close with a lot of people that Kendrick is kind of aligned with. Serena Williams, for example. Drake and Serena are at odds, as you guys would have seen in that Super Bowl show. She performed at the show. And I think she's friends with Serena. And I don't know if she kind of like, you know, they live in LA, I get it. But I feel like she's the one that kind of like persuaded them, hey, let's go to the show. But even if you go to the show, like, you don't have to do all the stuff afterwards. Because after LeBron posted this, like after some of this stuff happened, LeBron posted this on his story. And if you guys don't know, this is Drake's Knock the Air Force One, his collab with Nike. And on his shoe, it says Love You Forever, because I think he first released these around Certified Lover Boy times. But yeah, on the sole of the shoe, it says Love You Forever. And Bron posted a picture of that on his story with the infinity sign. And it's just like, if you're gonna do all the stuff that you did, why are you gonna go back and turn around and do this again? Because you look stupid. Like, if you think about it, it doesn't make sense for you to show you're putting your foot down for one side, and then once you see your friend or someone you considered a friend kind of turning their back on you, now you want to go back and kind of double back and show yourself and say, oh no, I didn't mean it, you know. And even recently, like, even after Drake dropped that song, kind of like saying basically how he felt about the situation with LeBron's still posting his music and doing all that stuff. So it's just like, it kind of looks weird. Fast forward to now rather. LeBron a few weeks ago, if you guys hadn't seen, had gotten into it with Stephen A. Smith during a game. And this is when they were coming out at halftime, and he basically came up to Stephen A. because he had been saying that Stephen A. had been making comments about Bronny, which I'll touch on later. But he basically put up on him right after halftime, going into the third, as he's walking to the court. And you could see from the conversation, or just like, if you know how to read body language, you could see like it's like an aggressive, kind of like angry LeBron versus a Stephen A. who's kind of just like, you know, what's going on here kind of thing. And it's like, for me, you being LeBron, like, that's not something that I would have done in public. Like, you have access to Stephen A. You can get his phone number. Stephen A. works with Shannon. I'm sure you have Shannon's number. Shannon's your biggest supporter. So it's like, you could have done that privately if you felt the way about whatever Stephen A. said. And I still to this day haven't been able to find exactly what he said. But if somebody knows, like, let me know in the comments. Yeah, not to go back to the situation, which kind of just pisses me off. It's like, Drake has shown so much support to LeBron. This was kind of like before Bronny got drafted. Bronny had that heart situation where, like, he almost died, and, you know, Drake had brought both of those guys out to the show, and he walked out with them. Like, it's something Drake does. Like, he'll walk out with somebody, you know, that he's close with, and you can see here him walking down with Chubbs and Bronny and LeBron in the back. And yeah, that kind of pisses me off. But anyways, back to the Stephen A. situation. So yeah, LeBron basically checked Stephen A. at half court, is what people were saying. In that situation, Stephen A. really couldn't do anything, because I don't know if he expected LeBron to even pull up to him to talk to him about anything, but it happened. And in that situation, as a journalist, there's not much you can do. But I still feel like this is something that should have been done privately. And Stephen A. said so afterwards too. He's like, you could have got in contact with me instead of doing this in public, because you know everybody's looking at us. You know everybody's eyes are on you and paying attention to you as you're walking out of the locker room. So it was just kind of weird for LeBron to go and do that. Like, yeah, I get it, it's your son, but there's a time and place for everything. And yeah, like, if Stephen A. would have popped off or did something at that moment, he would look crazy, because you're the face of the league, and Stephen A., as successful as he is and as good of a journalist as he is, like, he's one of the top guys in terms of sports media, he's gonna be the one that has to take the fall for anything that happens in that situation, unless LeBron outright just came out and just cold cocked him and just hit him in his shit. So I don't know, I think it was just weird to do it in that situation. And then you fast forward to today, and LeBron was on the Pat Mcafee show, and he basically said this.
That had been brewing for a long time.
He's like on a Taylor Swift
Yeah.
tour run right now.
Oh yeah, yeah, we're watching it.
Yep.
We're all seeing it.
Oh yeah.
We're all, you're seeing it as well.
No, he literally, it started off with, I didn't want to address it.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't want to address it. I wasn't going to address it. But since the video came out, I feel the need to address it.
Yeah, well, viral. You would be not to talk about it.
Are you kidding me? If there's one person that couldn't wait to the video to drop so you can address it, it's your ass. Like seriously, it's, and like another, he completely like missed the whole point. The whole point. Never would I ever not allow people to talk about the sport, criticize players about what they do on the court. That is your job, to criticize or to, be in a position where, okay, if a guy's not performing, that is all part of the game. That's all part of the game. But when you take it and you get personal with it, it's my job to not only protect my damn household, but protect the players. And I think a lot of the media, including him, and I know he's gonna be happy as hell. He's gonna be smiling from ear to ear when he hears me talking about him again. Oh my God, he's gonna get home and grab some ice cream out of the fucking freezer and sit in his chair and his tidy whities on the couch.
I hope at some point you two do get a chance.
Yeah,
but you're right.
Dude, relax, bro. Relax.
And I don't know, just watching this clip is just like, bruh, like, come on. Like, at some point, it's attention seeking, if you ask me, like, in my opinion. Yeah, what Stephen A did about, like, talking about the situation. Like, of course he's gonna talk about it. The video came out about like showing him and you having a discussion, and it doesn't seem like you were happy about it. Of course he's a journalist. This is what he does. Like, he's gonna talk about it. And for you to sit there and just be like, oh yeah, nah, I bet he's so happy that I'm even talking about it now. It's like, Stephen A has been Stephen A before LeBron. Like, Stephen A was a journalist before LeBron. Stephen A has been supportive of LeBron, even though he thinks MJ is the GOAT. He's been supportive of LeBron in terms of like his obvious career and just what he's done as a player and kind of like what he's done as a father. When he was speaking on Bronny, and any journalist that's really spoken on Bronny, from what I've known, like, Bronny hasn't played well in the beginning. He didn't play well in the beginning of the season. He's getting good now, and this is something I always thought too, because Bronny's now developing his game, and I always wondered why he went to Sierra Canyon on a team of 5-star players, because at what point would you get to develop your game? Like, if you look at Gilbert Arenas' son, like, he played high school on a lower tier team, but he was the main guy on that team. So now when he goes to college, he has all his moves, he has everything, he's worked on his game, and he can go, like, he's having runs with actual NBA players. So I always thought that's what Bronny was supposed to do, or what he should have done, but he's getting his runs now in the G League, and he's developing his game there, and he has the LeBron genetics, so it's working out well for him, because I think he's averaging 22 in the G League. He just had a game where he scored 39, and he had a 17-point game against the Bucks a few weeks ago. So Bronny's developing well, and again, like I said, he was having those low moments, so you got to talk about it at that point. This is his job. This is what he's meant to do. I don't think Stephen A has ever come out and actually said something disrespectful about Bronny. Like, I've seen people say some crazy shit about Bronny and LeBron, but I don't know, again, if you guys have any evidence or any videos, let me know or show it to me. But I don't think he's ever come out and said anything like fully disrespectful, where as a parent I would be like, yo, watch your mouth, kind of thing. But this has kind of just been a narrative with LeBron in terms of like media people, like anyone that kind of tries to get him to show accountability, he kind of passive aggressively tries to get them. He kind of passive aggressively tries to respond to them, or tries to like run that narrative, or kind of like get them out of there. And the people that do, show him love, like, he shows love to them. But as soon as someone says something bad about him, it's like, let me distance myself from you. Like, he even brought up Brian Windhurst in this interview, saying, oh, one of these guys that calls me his best friend is like, he's a weirdo or something like that. I don't have the exact quote, but he said something to that effect. And it's just like, bro, like, this is probably one of the people that's kind of like been supportive of you your whole career, and for you to just say some weird shit like that, it's just like, it doesn't make sense to me. And then you got situations like with the recent trade that happened with the AD and Luka recently. There was a video of Markieff Morris coming out saying basically like how he was like just on the bench on the Mavericks and was happy that the Lakers or LeBron kind of wanted him to be on the Lakers. And I feel like a lot of the people like LeBron were adamant they didn't know the trade was happening, but that's where the GM narratives come in, because it's like, if Markieff Morris is saying that, then of course you knew about the trade. And AD is somebody you played with for 6-7 years. You won a championship with them. And if you had a hand in doing that, like in trading him, that's kind of crazy. And on the other side too, when LeBron's gotten people on the team, like for the Russ example, Russell Westbrook when he was on the Lakers, he's done stuff to get, you know, people on the team, and then when it doesn't work out, he doesn't really, you know, at the end of the day, it's still the GM's responsibility to get players or whatever, but he doesn't take accountability in terms of like the bad moves that he makes, like getting Russ on the team. He didn't fit the team well. He was playing terribly, and it was kind of just passive aggressive about it. And when you really look at it too, it's like a lot of the situations that LeBron has had in terms of teams, he'll be there for a few years, he'll do everything to kind of like get the team where he thinks they should be, and try to get the GMs and the managers and all those people to make moves. And then once he leaves, it's like that team is in shambles. Like if you look at the Cavs after he left, went to the Lakers. If you look at the Heat after he left and went back to Cleveland. If you look at the first Cleveland team when he went to Miami, like all that stuff, like he's made moves and tried to make the team better, but if it doesn't work out, like he never takes the accountability for it. So yeah, like in conclusion, it's just like, I don't know. For me, the biggest one was the Drake thing, because like I said, I live in the city. I've seen this guy around. I've seen the stuff that Drake has done for him, and vice versa. I've seen the stuff that he's done for Drake, and I know that they had an actual real friendship. And just seeing what he did kind of in that situation, that was kind of what just turned me off. Like, LeBron's still a great player. He's still 1 or 2, or 1A, 1B when it comes to the greatest of all time. But in terms of that, like, that kind of attached itself to the loyal thing, because he's been on 4 teams or 5, or however many teams at this point. And yeah, it kind of shows like a little bit of disloyalty. And then the criticism, not being able to take it from Stephen A. That kind of just
feels like a moment that had been
not being able to take the criticism from Stephen A. That kind of just shows that he has like a fragile ego when it comes to certain things. Yeah, just the way he's able to kind of like manipulate rosters and stuff. It just, I don't know. Like I've gone from thinking this guy's the greatest athlete overall of all time to me just looking at him as an athlete only in terms of stats and his ability. But the outside person, I don't know. It's been weird to see LeBron kind of like just turn into this person. And truthfully, I feel even though he's been the central point of the NBA for the past 22 years, I feel there's a large percentage of the NBA that are kind of going to be happy when he retires or when he goes away, because they'll feel like the league is kind of just no longer have to focus on what he's doing or what he's saying or what he's trying to do. And you know what? I think there will be a change in the league. I'm not going to lie to you. It might be for negative. It might be positive. But there will be a change once he retires. So we'll see what happens in the, I guess, in the continuing saga of his career. But as far as me, man, I don't know. I'm starting to not like LeBron. And, you know, the only way he's going to get back on a good page, it doesn't matter, but the only way he'll get back in my good graces if that relationship gets mended with him and Drake. But I don't see that happening, to be real with you. So, but yeah, let me know what you guys think, man. Is he disloyal? Leave it in the comments. Let me know. Is he controlling the narrative? Is he a snake? Like, what is he to you guys? Like, let me know what you guys think. Shoot, if you like the video, subscribe. I'll post more videos like this. And yeah, that's my take on it, man. LeBron is just, he's changed, and I don't know if I like the change.